Me did the chua, and maybe I'm discovered for you, Pakuma Busia for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, convenient, fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map pimp. Tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app no ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka komo abusuya for Ghana fa na nyina. Tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Green select glucometer, check it. Push sugar level, check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
I think that Kojokin in his submission, he mentioned this a little bit, and someone also, Kwabna Bechi, also asked some questions around it on our Facebook page. This morning, we're asking that, as a musician in our current dispensation, what do you need most? Do you need a management team? Point one. Point two, do you need a record label, maybe a 360 record label? Or what you need will be distributors and publishers? These are the questions we are asking this morning here on the Sammy Flex Show. Remember, we are live on Base 1 TV. You would also be lucky to watch the repeat broadcast today at exactly 9 p.m. where you can soak most of the wisdom we are putting out there. So to the very last topic once again, what do you think an artist in our current music dispensation needs? A record label, a management team, or a distribution or publishing deals? What do you think they need? Kojokin, will you start this conversation for me? Na yabani sa bedruha.
Record label, management team,
or a publishing or distribution deal.
Okay.
Publishing or distribution. So one for that matter.
So publishing and the management team is a subset of the record label.
Exactly.
When you have a record label, it means all these aspects of it, you need to have them all.
Exactly.
You're a manager, an agent, a publicist, a radio promotion plug, publisher, even a lawyer, a distributor. So these 7 points, you need all of them to be successful as a musician or professional musician. So when the record label comes in there, you need that because a proper record label makes sure that you have all these elements. But one thing we, in our side, we lack, that we all know, is the fact that we don't have a lot of investors who can really
put in the money.
So everybody is like fighting for him or her own self. So if you can't get a record label, and this element that I made mention of, it is not joke. It comes with a huge cost.
Yeah.
To have a publicist, to have a lawyer, even our particular, we don't even care about lawyer. We don't even get
they
the
come
basic
later.
ones.
They come later, cry.
Yes, we don't even get the basic ones to even go to a lawyer. To having a publicist, a manager. And these are people you are going to pay them. Because when you employ a manager, you have to pay the person.
Exactly.
A publicist, you have to pay. A distributor, you have to pay. A publisher, you have to pay all of them. So looking at an individual musician, how you don't even have money to even have a proper recording, to afford a proper recording studio, to have a good sound, talk more or less to get all these angles or elements factors to back your career. So yes, if you don't have a record label, then you need to set up a management team around you. And most of the people that I meet, the challenge is for them to even get people around them. For instance, I know Sammy, I know Forcing, I know Kojo King. Okay, I don't have money now. Let me try to assemble a form of team around me. Because the reason why you don't have to do it all by yourself as an artist, well, you need to protect your creativity. You need to protect your psyche. Because if you use that energy in going to look for that blogger, going to look for that presenter, going to look for that TV station to book an interview, it affects your writing capacity. So you need people to
do that business,
to do that aspect of your job for you. And if you don't have the money, yes, we have people around whom you can partner. For instance, if you call Sammy Flex, I have the product, I am a good artist. This is what I want us to do. I want you to be part of my team. I may not have money to pay you now, but we can go on a certain level of agreement. If things go out well, we can all benefit from that. So the point is, first realize that you need a team around you.
Okay.
You can't do it all by yourself. Even
So in this case, if you get the management team, will that be enough? If you get the management team that will do everything you are suggesting now, will that be enough?
It's just one out of the lot. Because I mentioned them.
Let me tell you why this topic has become important that we talk about it.
Yeah.
The world over, most record labels are folding up.
Okay.
Because artists are now enjoying being independent.
Sure.
Because they know that with independence, they now have power over everything they do. So if it is publishing they do, all that they have to do is look for that publisher who can get the work done for them. They pay for his service and the work will be done. If it is distribution they want, they look for a distributor who can do the work for them. They actually link all their digital streams to their own account. In this case, it doesn't go to any record label because the labels are even scared to now put money into your music business. Most of the labels that, especially in Nigeria that we see, they are labels started by the same artists too. The artists themselves. Most of them, these are labels they started themselves. Just that they might have given maybe the handling of the labels to people working for them. But they started the label. It's not as if some record label sitting somewhere. The Sony Music and the Universal blah blah that they are working with. They are not label kind of business they are doing with them. They are doing distribution and publishing with them, most of them. Distribution and publishing. It is not as if it is a 360 kind of record label they signed with them. So if you are an artist, which one do you need? Because that manager, like you said, you are going to pay him. The manager, it is not his duty to put money into your business. How are you going to?
Exactly.
They don't even have money.
In Ghana, that's how you see, on the analysis you made, when you trace it to every business, yes, it's owned by somebody. At times, there is a limited liability. At times, it's partnership. At times, it's a sole proprietorship. So, the fact that whether it's a sole proprietorship or an artist, you want to run your individual thing, these are elements that you need for the business. You can decide to maybe keep few of them. But if you really want to be on top, then you need all. But in this case, if you can't afford all of them, then you need a management team. At least to be able to do some of these things for you. Or they have a fair idea about some of the aspects. A manager should be able to be somebody who understands this publishing and distributing deals. Know how to build your brand, how to position your brand for people to see you, has a fair idea about publicists, have a fair idea about people who can write good things about the brand, have a fair idea of how to get gigs for you. So if you can't afford these elements that we've made mention of, which is a must for everybody, every serious business person who wants to even conquer not only in Ghana or to go other markets, then you need all these elements. But if you can't afford, then out of this, in Ghana, we know we don't have you can't get a record label. The publishing day, there is a must. You have to do it.
And with the publishing, you can call for the services
Exactly.
of others to
These
execute
are
it for you.
yes, they are out there. You can just contact them. So the management, you need it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter whether you have money to pay them or if you don't have money, you still need to get some people around you. Maybe they will be learning on the job, but at least they can go there. Make sure you get interviews. They plan your interviews for you. They can make sure some certain write-ups link up to certain bloggers to get write-ups for you, and also some maybe 1 or 2 gigs that they can get for you, either on a partnership level. That is what most of us, our people, feel here. I'm not getting the money, and most of them don't understand the difference between a manager and executive producer.
Okay.
Executive producer who invest in your craft, but a manager is coming to do the errands concerning your business, the day-to-day running of your business for you. So and you will have to pay the person. But if you are not coming at it and you don't have the money, the best thing you can do is to partnership. If you believe you have the best of products, you have the best of talents, you have to reach out to people. Okay, this is me. I have good product, and I know you are also a TV or radio presenter. I want to partner with you, play the role as my manager. If you're able to secure good deals, we can strike percentage. Okay. So from the questions they are asking, with the 3, if you want to choose, then the main one out of the 3 will be a management team. Then as time goes on, they can employ the services of the other facets that we have.
Okay. Joaquin is going for management. So he will choose between, okay, so among management, record label, publishing, and distribution, he thinks that management is the best deal, and that is what he's going for. How about you? I hope you understand our terrain, and therefore you also have something to say. Stephen Forson, let me come to you. Which is most important? Management, publishing and distribution, and the record label?
Management, publishing, distribution, and record label. It depends on, I think it depends mostly on you, the artist, and where you are at the moment.
Exactly.
In your journey. If we will be to say Sarkodia, I think the only thing Sarkodia needs now is a very good publisher
distributor,
and a very good distributor. Sarkodia doesn't really need management. The record label be signing on, you know, because he's already Sarkodia. But sometimes too, if he gets a label like Universal Records and Sony and all that, those huge giants, what they do is that they bring a lot to the table. They make sure they plug you in. In Germany, blow just, it's not, when in Germany, they don't found the blow. Account, but I don't play by 20-30%. Jumanang Sangsan or back end, you know, the discussions that these business executives will have, because Spotify, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Apple Music, so you'll be there.
That's true.
First, Audio Mac, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Boom Play, you'll be there. You know, so depending on their conversation, even YouTube, you can have a conversation with YouTube. You can have a conversation with all these event organizers around the world, plugging you into various events here and there. And in some of these deals, you need some huge record label to be behind you. So there's no one clear answer. Say, when here we at a point you need this, at a point you need that. If you are a young person coming up, if you now start music, you know, you have a very good music, you need someone to be able to invest in you a lot. You need someone to invest in you, and that one, you need a record label who is willing to do a 360 with you from the beginning.
And those people at the moment in the music industry, they're hard to find.
Yes, because of I mean this dishonesty on the part of some of our musicians, you know, dishonesty and disloyalty. You know, mostly dishonesty.
I know.
You understand? Because of that, Obi the Nisika Obi, which is one of the major things we in Ghana here we lack investors. Because investors here, they are warm in this, investors.
Obi any bi.
Yes, Niniate. Yes, car or the Kakoto Dokono and already.
Yeah.
One thing Nigerians have is investors. I was watching the documentary of how this movie was made. The King of Boys. King of Boys was made, and the young lady who did the film she's young, but she's done this heavy film, and 2 weeks after we released the film, now from cinemas alone, she's made $100 million. $100 million. It's not a joke.
That's good money.
No, it's not a joke. She's made it. Okay, which means say investors no cry at the buyer 20 million in the share more. Because I saw the production, it was huge. They did it. All the people they brought on board, they paid the people huge money. So the investor and the 20 million cry the share more. Okay, it means when you Nipanisika Park Amano. How many of our creatives here? Like Kojo Bisika say me the event where we ultimately back says kana meje and any na profit buy and so yenche. Do we do that in this country? Do you know how to generate income for the person? Nti nkofo de musika hyem nyina o maboka. Nti okwa na waka cha ne yonko say enye e won so enyo so nobody is willing to do that. Our people in the creative scene, especially those in the front lines near the musicians, so near them, we have to learn how to be honest in our dealings. Now one could reason nipa no hope so high. Okay, presentation be the dead, what can the dead. Now fear be na ekaba. Yeah. What you call catch sikeni be say oh yenye business we because as an investor, the only reason why investor will give you money is not because of who you fair. It's not because of your beautiful presentation. It's because you promised him that we will
get the money back. Yeah.
I feel we are now on a daily daily.
I don't know. You'll be I said the same thing.
It will not come again. That's why most of our creatives are struggling. Our musicians are struggling. Our movie industry is struggling. I'm Shirley in the documentary. I was like, oh Charlie, friends, Shirley bet me I say, but Shirley has she been even getting the investors? I hear she put her own money into the film. Or you crash, she doesn't get her money back. No more. The men who say Shirley Aboka, men second question. You get it? If you're a young artist now, that's a nka ubenya record label or a management setup for you, because as young as you cannot pay a management. You cannot pay a publisher, you can't pay a distributor. So you need a 360 management at every hand. That's if you are new. If you are new, you need a 360 management. That can
and first, I believe you also know that these record labels, the 360 management, they just don't sign.
Oh, of course.
They just don't sign. So you might have all the best of talent in the world, but as to whether they will come put money into you, it is hard to find.
It depends on you, the artist, no, and they will quiz you. Do you get it? They will before they sign, they will interact with you. Then if they get to know who you are, they find some dishonesty on your part. They find say only you be cry Juma Sada na oh yeah ni bibi say omba. There are some. I've seen some. I'm currently supervising some. What's about to go down? That's I mean.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down. If you hop and they put the Nipano option. Which one would you want? Would you want a 360 or would you want just publishing and distribution? Nipano option. I managed to be around. Obi frame say member tina ne dey obi musa emano just to play a supervisory role. Was on your well vested in this kind of business. Your Nipano options are because and they've been having interaction with the person for like 4-5 months. Quizzing. You see, almost signing agreement, almost signing NDAs, almost signing, and it is not a joke to deal with these international record labels. Over signing NDA, non-disclosure agreement. In Germany, me the man wa me fair mo biu fro bia bium. Me yes and you na wana me release wa ha.
They ma WhatsApp. Nene
nam what abi. Yeah, sir. Juma dey o kwan e fa so ye no. If you put yourself out there well, that's a man for who say you are serious with business. You mean business. You will find somebody who is crazy enough to invest in you. That's what I said. Yeah. So what you need most, in fact, if you're a young person, you need a 360 record label. Oh, the money amount for to say, and what if ube yena on obe onu yes money indi ukakra. Nipa de who started ababa. You have to learn.
Obi enchawa unfa.
Say obi somebody, but you should also appreciate what that person is bringing into your life. That person is setting you up because ordinary bishim maybe beginning on onions can be brain do na onya be 70% and onya 30% square and yes all the money because if you get somewhere. And these big record labels, they know. They will tell you, look, let us take it all. Let us take 70%. If you get to a level, like let's say Davido or Wizkid, then now you call the shots. You will be calling the shot. But right now, they are those. There's something in investment called the risk factor.
Yeah.
Ono di nisika be shame. Say be ye, say ye.
Ono
so.
Yeah.
Inti mane onya that give him that risk benefit no. Say uti ya agree me discover show mu. But yaw chale minim say be ye say ye yaw. Me de be 100 million. And I say 1 million Ghana cedis be shame. Ye. You say oh yeah. Yaw. But stike be baby I made you 80% for 5 years answer.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Now you are no be tune for 80% so wona oye njom no wona njom ya odia but you see say ya won so ti say Sammy 1 million Ghana cedis ka metim di akoto dan ka metim di akoto treasury bill ka metim di akoye bibia ka me yam sika
but
me de show mu nso a onim say etime hye yetime de show mu na njom na ye den amfa ahye nti ya understand say a risk na me take it.
Right.
Although say you won't jump say you take a risk na say ye na minya 80% this for 5 years pa.
Come back.
I say match with juma. O do kwase apen yin che na hu adwuma no wi aya o. Adwuma no knowledge no me nka say ya ummu ade beauty na me yin knowledge back. That's a me akasa. E ya wo blow obi anim say we blow there's nothing I can do.
The ask go papa.
That be beauty no kra me di dem. Bekum nipa. So that's it. You see, but our people should understand it on that line. And they be more said until once na of this way see record label see obia. Also this cannot dey shame ne.
Okay. You think that if with this question, if you are a young artist, you would need a record label. But if you are established,
and you feel say you are financially okay to take care of certain things on your own, you just need a very good publisher. A very good distributor. I mean, a publisher and a management. Then
you are good to
go. You are good to go. But I'm sure the person who was asking was talking about a young artist. So to me, I think you should pray that you get a 360 record label so that you don't have to worry about Sikabium.
Okay.
Then you focus on your talent.
All right. Thank you, Stephen Forson. Now, there is also one thing we have all been observing. Any artist who is coming up, they are doing everything on their own. They are shooting their own music videos. Yes. They are doing their own promotion. In fact, how to get features, they are doing their own talk. So at the end of the day, if they are going to do all these things by themselves, why should some people sit somewhere in the name of maybe this and that, taking money from them? Sometimes they even delay their decision making because artists know what try the video, why need it, but to beat you and say, okay, before you release it, we have to give you a date. When they did not even contribute to it. You understand? So the discussion has become of importance because now the artists are confused. I know so many artists who are just there, they have the talent, but they ask you, brother, me per management, me per record label, me per say. But I ask myself, what do you actually need? You have a good song, do you have a good video? Do you have to just get a good distributor and publisher to put the songs out for you so you start earning something? Or you are still going to wait for that 360 record label to come and sign you? It is a big topic. I hope you are learning from my intelligent pandas, though. You speak finally.
I think my brother spoke well, and like Mr. Forson said, depends on you, the artist. You know, in the current era that we are in now, if you can like pay attention to even artists like Nas, Kanye West, and all that, all they say is the best thing you can do as an artist is to form a record label and sign yourself.
Okay, so you form the record label.
Form the record label.
And you sign yourself.
And sign yourself. When you sign yourself.
Just as most of the top guys are doing now.
You understand? And just last week I was watching Norega. He was in an interview, and what he was saying is like, he's a hip hop artist. So he was saying, like, speaking for the hip hop side, he was like, labels are not made for hip hop artists to make money.
Labels are not made for hip hop artists to make money. And why did he say that?
So the explanation he gave was like, you get signed on to a label and they put like 1 million Ghana cedis in you. They put your song out, your video out, they don't make back that money. But your name goes out there. To you, you think some money is being made. But they didn't even make half of that money. So just because your name is still out there, there's some potential. So okay, the deal has ended. It's 2-year deal, but we couldn't make any money. We're still going to hold you high esteem, sign you with another 1.5. You are owing already 1 million. And why they put those huge money in you, that you need those chains, the house, the cars, the good looking, the lifestyle. So they pump this money into you. They don't make it first. Okay, but people are really paying attention. Then they bring another 1.5. You are already owing 1 million.
You couldn't pay that one.
You couldn't pay.
The returns.
So that one is there, waiting for you. They put another 1.5. They put another 1.5, and whatever happens, things don't go the way it has to go. Then right now you are owing 2.5. Then now you want to say, I want to step out.
Who should come and pay the 2.5?
Who should come and pay? So you remain in debt. What can you do? Maybe just stay on the label, work. They'll bring another artist. This artist might blow up, and you might be feeling like, why are they not paying attention? Your name, he said, your name might be relevant out there, but sales-wise, you're not bringing money.
You're not working in.
You're not working in. So it got to that point where that is where the Nas and Kanye West and a couple of artists are saying that now, if you really want to do the music business, you have to read.
Good point.
You have to really read and know what you are getting yourself into. If you want a management team, read what managers that are coming to do for you. If you want a distribution deal, sit down, really read about this distribution stuff, understand it before you get yourself into it. So to them, it's been a new thing where I think that's where the DistroKid and this other distribution companies are coming in. And there's other conversation that very soon labels are going to turn into distribution companies.
I like this point too.
Very soon, labels are going to turn into distribution because the artists are now catching up with what the label and what really is going on there. The artist right now wants all the money. So for me to allow the artist, then I am not going to sign you, but I'm going to distribute for you, and you have to allow me to distribute.
And of course, they'll still get their share from there.
Because if you really want to understand what labels are doing, they are more like the distribution, or they do all these things. So really, I was watching this interview on YouTube, and you know, these people, all they were saying is, in the next 10, 15 to 20 years, distribution big labels are going to turn into
in fact, they've started. It is not even in the next 10, or they've started. Now the Universal Encode, they are doing more of the distribution for all the top guys in Nigeria.
So like Mr. Forsen said,
and they have offices there as well.
Right.
And they are not doing 360 for them.
No.
They are not signed under them. They are distributing their works.
Like Mr. Forsen said, I remember this was in, I think, 2002. When Mobile Boys, like we were coming up with Reggie, that time we had to be in a mobile phone, and I was in Circle trying to get a taxi home. Then this Bulldog came to park. I didn't know him, so he came to park and said, "Yo, great, what's up? Where you go? Sit down, make I drop you." So I sat in the car and I asked him. It was about 2 a.m. midnight. So I asked him, so where you go? He said, "Chad, I had to go Radio XYZ to 55. I had to go
drop there.
From Joy FM. Right now, they go, I distribute my song. But as soon as they wake up the next morning and people start playing their songs, to them, their songs are out there because they are 55. So when he said this to me, I was like, yo, we artists, sometimes we are the problem. Yeah, because I'm an artist. And he's telling me what he's doing at this dawn. And I've never had like somebody doing, because my whole time I've never really had like record label signing me or like couple of management teams, friends come on board. Yes, they help me and I respect that. But for me to really have what I hear certain artists get, I ask myself, like, where did you go to sleep? What did you really do to catch this, deal for people to put this money into you? And you see, artists don't understand the 360 thing. Like my brother was saying, you might see Nicki Minaj, but he's making the money, the percentage my brother just mentioned. And Nicki is Nicki because of all the money they had to just put in there for you to see her how you are seeing her and wish to be.
My brother, I will not even cut you. Birdman was being interviewed just recently. He did a deal with, he was handling Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, and Drake.
Yeah, Drake.
I say, I'm a deal, no. First way, no. $2 billion nearby. Do you 1 billion?
A buy as what profit?
A buy as profit from Universal.
Okay.
Do you $1 billion? No, the man, 3 artists, no more chair. You get it, and this is what he has been doing, and that's how come he's still like they are still with him. You get it. So, and now can ABS where you 1 billion, the amount of someone not on over 1 billion. We want to say, hey, and now we want to you be now over 1 billion.
Forgetting that he put in.
But she can't AB or this shame. For how much, and you might agree can easy so. Because of music, there are certain places I will never go or make up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Now, various pubs. We do not. Also go. Go play this song. If only one is over, no sacra and it's now talk.
And I'm out here. Sorry, interview.
And that's I mean. I saw it now to BB. So what do you want to now? Charlie, go play this song. Charlie, DJ, Charlie, play this song. Hey, work, eh?
Yeah, wrap it up.
Yeah, so like just my brother is saying, record labels do invest huge. So when we tend to become famous, it's hard for the artist to understand what you have to do. Like it's just saying, record label is putting 100% to you and they're telling you we are taking 70%. What's it there be? You're 50-50. Okay, so you're 50-50 yeah. What bet you say say video na you could try you here 30,000 no. What bet you 15 label to 15. One tias here. What can say no offer label no so I can't go to this show or this interview because me can say sikani fi hin here dey am. Impromptu bet me afraid my kid is sick and because they want you in a sound mind to really work for all of us to make money, then they have to come and pay attention to your son or your child's sickness and pay that money because it is you and it's about them. The artists really must understand what you are getting yourself into.
Okay.
That's where I'll say the US because that's where I get most of this info. Has gotten to a level in the music whereby big artists have gotten to a level where they feel like, whoa, so this is what has been going on. And if this is what has been going on, then I want my rights.
Okay.
So then you have to buy your rights from the record label or find a way to do what you have to do. And artists are really being in huge or big problems because they want their rights. I wouldn't love to go into some of these names. You understand?
Yeah.
These artists are dying just because they want their rights. These artists are being jailed just because they simply went to ask that I want my rights. So if you're an artist and you want a record label, don't think you are going to get to where you are because you are handsome or because you are good looking or how you dress or how you speak. Because these labels are putting in huge monies that you will never get anywhere to make you feel like the whole world is around you or the whole world wakes up because of you. If you want a management team, no, you also have to pay these people to do your idea job for you. Because what you think about is what these people are going to put it out there. So to me, if you ask me, I'll say where we are heading right now into our era right now, you need to, open a record label
On your own.
on your own, sign yourself, get the right people and listen. Because the right people don't have to tell you what you want to hear. Because so if you have somebody like Mr. Forsen, and you come and tell Mr. Forsen, you know, this is what I'm doing with this label, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Forsen won't tell you what to.
sorry, take some water. Take some water.
Mr. Forsen won't tell you what you want to hear. I've been around him to understand that. He will tell you what you need to hear.
Because he is going to put the money in there.
Into you. There's been times where, you know, I'll address some issues with Mr. Forsen, and he'll go straight, you know, to the point with me, and I'll be like, okay. But if the person don't like you too, he won't tell you. He won't tell you.
Yeah.
So you have to listen.
Okay,